All right.
Thank you.
Sure.
I have a very basic doubt. If may I ask?
We are getting ready to do the prarthana, I think. So right after that, you can ask.
Sure.
Kate,
Yes.
I would like to ask whether I can do the first part today, because if we go one after the other, I'm always the third part. So
It is more difficult.
don't worry. Just relax. Yeah. Kate, are you there?
Yes. Yes, Swaminiji.
Yeah. Go for it.
Oh, you want me to start? Oh,
Yes,
okay.
please.
Swamini ji, your voice is very low.
Still low?
Uh-huh.
How about now?
Still.
Now?
Slightly
Even now.
better, but
We'll,
still on the low side.
I will change the settings, but Kate, please start.
And how far should I go?
Do the whole first one.
Okay. Shuklam Bharadharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Jayet Sarva Vigno Pashantaye.
Sarva Vigno Pashantaye.
Sarva Vigno Pashantaye.
Yeah, very good. Let's see. Gordon, would you like to do the next one?
Yes, please. Swamiji. Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambam Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada.
Yeah. Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada.
Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada.
Yeah, very nice. Then let's see. Lakshmi, you want to take the third one?
Sure, Swaminiji.
Yeah, please try.
Yenakshara
Go ahead.
samam nayam adhigamya maheshwarat kritsnam vyakaranam proktam tasmai paninaye namaha.
Then let's see. Niyati, want to do Sahana Vavatu?
Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Yeah, they're little more relaxed at the Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Okay. The rest of it came well, but somehow you sped up there.
Okay.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Yeah, very good. Okay. So let us see. There was a question, I believe. Yes.
Yes, I had a question. It's a bit of a maybe a silly question, but like in other languages, why couldn't this dvichana, that means dual this one, couldn't have been merged with the bahuvachana? Why separate this one? So,
Yeah.
I mean, we have ekavachana, bahuvachana in every language, singular, plural. Why, especially in Sanskrit, we have for two?
That that is something which is unique for Sanskrit, and I believe that is a nod to Maya Shakti, the goddess. So, so from Aham, I, the Jagat, the I that has come from Parameshwara, Paramatma, has to go through this, this so-called Shakti, as though Shakti, this
I see,
goddess
okay.
power, yeah, it's a nod to that Shakti. So aham, avam, and then vayam. So this is this is how it is talked about. Actually very beautiful. So we had talked about that earlier. I think in the first class or so we had talked about that long back. Yeah. Any other questions before we begin?
Excuse me, Swamiji, but many people have not muted their microphones and it makes a sound feedback that is distracting. So if people could remember just to mute themselves when they aren't speaking, that would be helpful.
I have muted everybody just now. Okay, so that's like so they have a free start now. Thank you for reminding. And then when you want to, that doesn't mean you shouldn't talk. When you want to talk, you can unmute yourself. Okay, yeah. So the homework is getting better and better. I'm very, very happy with how much is being internalized and how much is being understood. Very, very nice. Wonderful. And so that is one thing I wanted to say and appreciate is you know more than you think. You always know more than you think, which is nice. And so today we'll continue with the vibhaktis, karakas. We have done the first two, and so if you're wondering what vibhakti is, it is just that what we were earlier calling nominative, karta karaka, nominative agent, and then what is the other one? You know, accusative, the various cases. That is what. So karma karaka, and then so we'll continue with that today a little bit, and then we will also study the sixth conjugation, and the fourth one we have done, and then we can look up, and then we can also look up to compare how these conjugations are similar and how they are different, so we can have more of a vocabulary as we keep going forward. Okay, so that is basically the plan for today. Just a general plan. Let us see how far we can get. Is the volume okay before we proceed, or do I need to reset it again? I reset it in the last class. Can you all hear me? Yes? Okay, perfect. All right. So the now we will do the Karana Karaka, which is called in English as the instrumental case. Instrumental case in English, Karana Karaka in Sanskrit. And even Sampradana, which is called the dative case. Okay. But first, as we should do, so that we don't forget what we have studied earlier, can we please collectively recall what are the first two karakas. What do they do? What are their functions?
Subject and object.
Yes, but they were. When do we use the prathama karaka, prathama vibhakti? When do we use the dvitiya vibhakti? What are the conditions?
We use the nominative.
When do we use that?
When it is the agent of action. When it is the agent of action.
Yeah, when you want to indicate the agent of action, very good. That is when the nominative case or the prathama karaka is used. And what is one example in Sanskrit? Simple sentence.
Ramaha gacchati.
Ramo gacchati. Very good. Ramaha gacchati. Okay. Are there other conditions?
When it is subjective complement.
Subjective complement meaning when the subject is paying a compliment to itself.
So it is something like an adjective for the subject.
Try again, because that was one more condition. Give an example, that will become clear. Please give an example.
I'm cheating.
Yeah. Please, these are, see, anytime we have a quiz, it is always open book.
Putraha bhavanti veeraha.
Yeah. What is that? Is that that is the subjective complement?
Yes, veeraha is the.
Yeah. So that everybody else also can enjoy what you're enjoying. Can you indicate the page number?
Page number 9.
Page 9.
Number 9.
Fantastic. So, putraha, veeraha, bhavanti. How is it subjective complement?
The veeraha is in the same using the same
Gender,
subjective need.
Same gender, place, and number. Yeah. Okay. It agrees with the subject. Okay. So the sons become heroes. The sons become heroes. And you see, we had a similar exercise in one of the homeworks. The pigeon becomes a crow. Right? Do you remember that? Do you remember that sentence? The pigeon becomes a crow? Kind of? Maybe? No? Okay. Some of you did that homework. And because I never know who is doing which homework, because it's allowed. Wherever you are, you can plug in, no problem. So some of you did that homework. And I was very intrigued because the translation was, how is that, the kapotaha kakam bhavati. Many people had said that, and I marked that as correct. But then I also started to wonder, should it be, if it is a subjective complement, if it's that kind of a situation. It was a very intriguing thing because of the sheer impossibility of the pigeon becoming a crow. So subjective complement. What else? What other condition?
A noun in apposition.
Yes, which is that adjective-like kind of a situation. So give an example, please.
Rama, the hero.
Rama, the hero, what does he do? He goes, he eats, he drinks. So many things we can say. So Rama, comma, who is the hero? That is understood. Okay. Yeah. And then, so then let us go to the accusative, or what is called karma karaka. The second case. Dvitiya vibhakti. What is it? What is it for?
The
The
object.
object.
Object to the subject.
Object of what?
The object of
Transitive verb.
Object of the verb. Yes, exactly. Object of the verb. What kind of verb?
Transitive.
Transitive verb. Yeah. Why not intransitive verb?
Because that one takes dative.
Yeah, intransitive verbs, will not have an object. That's why. Okay. So, because if you say Rama stands or sits, you can't, there is not really a direct object. Okay. So, therefore, here, so subject, object, verb in our classic sentence, Rama eats a fruit. So if we say Ramaha, then phalam khadati. Rama eats a fruit. All right. So then that's very interesting. So this is when we say phalam table, phalam phale phalani, phalam phale phalani. Which one are we using here?
Neuter gender.
Neuter gender, correct.
Neuter gender, the
Yeah.
Dvitiya.
Dvitiya. Yeah. Even though the prathama is still the same, we are using the Dvitiya. So the direct object of a transitive verb. And then what else?
When the subject is going somewhere where its reach is it takes a second case. Like
Yeah, yeah. So to put it simply, more simply, to along with verbs indicating movement. So it is used after verbs indicating movement. Kupam gacchati. Okay. And then what else?
Objective complement.
Naturally, objective complement. What is that?
So complement of the object. Like Ramam Veeram Gacchati. Veeram Bodhama. That's the example that we read.
Yeah. What does it mean?
So Rama is wants to be a hero.
Oh, no.
Rama is known to be a
Yeah,
hero.
Rama is
Known to be a hero.
Yeah.
Bodham.
We know. It's not.
We
known.
know that he is a
We know Rama as a hero. We know Rama as a hero. Okay. Yeah, that is what it is. All right. So very good. That was a small review, and so let us now see the this thing. See the third and the let's look at the third and the fourth cases. In other words, the what is it called? Karana Karaka, and then the Sampradana Karaka. Okay. So let me share this, and then we will go with that. And if you have the book, you can open to, I will tell you the page currently. 1 second.
page 13.
1 minute. You will open the page to
18.
18. Okay. 18. You'll open it to page 18, and I will also share it. Are you able to see this? Yes? Can you see?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes, Swamini.
Yeah.
Yes, one.
Yeah, because I couldn't see you. I was looking at the text, so that's why this thing. So the Karana Karaka is used to indicate the agent of a passive verb. This is, even though it looks very, we haven't studied passive voice, but still it's very simple because it's exactly as in the, in English. So the agent of a passive verb, okay? By me, the writing was done. The writing was done by me. If one were to say, then the I has become, by me, correct? The I has become by me. So by me, the writing was done. So that is one way. It's exactly like this, that by me is, in Sanskrit, used with the Karana Karaka. Like Ramena, by Rama, phalam was eaten, or khaditam, was eaten. Something like that you can say. So the fruit was eaten by Rama. So that by Rama will go in the third case. This is something to keep in mind, okay? Because we haven't done passive voice yet. So this first condition of the use of the Karana Karaka may not resonate right away. But this is just to keep somewhere in the hard disk of the brain, and then we can bring it out later. Okay. Then the most obvious use of the instrumental case or the Karana Karaka Tritiya Vibhakti is to indicate the instrument which is used to do the action. Like, for example, with the hands, hastabhyam, karabhyam, karabhyam, aham namami. I worship with the hands. So the hands, hastabhyam, karabhyam. So if I say karabhyam namami, with the help of the hands. So the hands are the instrument of the action of namanam here, of the worship. Shirasa namami. Shiras, and the third case we haven't seen the consonant ending words, but just to give that example, Shirasa namami. With the head, I worship. I bow the head, and with the head, with the help of the head, I worship. Okay. Shirasa namami, karabhyam, that is dual. Namami, like that. And the example that is given here is balah mukham hastabhyam guhati. What is balah? Yeah, please show some signs of life.
The boy in
Yeah.
subjective
Child,
case.
the boy, yeah. And then mukham. What is mukham?
Face.
Face.
Then hastabhyam, we already know because we have been using that word.
Last.
Hands.
Hands.
Hands. Which case is hastabhyam?
By hands.
With hands.
Which case is
Wait.
that?
The boy's sixth case.
Sixth case?
No.
This is second
No.
case.
Second case?
Third case.
Third case. Third case.
Third.
Instrumental.
Third case?
Instrumental.
How do you know it's the third case?
Because by the action is done by the boy.
Not only that,
By the
because
hands.
we are discussing the instrumental case, okay?
Oh.
All these belong to the instrumental case. All these belong to Karana Karaka, okay? Everything. So you can spare yourself the you can take away the worry of whether it is sixth case, fifth case, seventh case. And so in the process, please do not become a basket case, because whatever we are discussing here, after reviewing the first and second karakas, we are at the third karaka, which is called Karana Karaka, translated as instrumental case. Okay. So hastabhyam, how do we know it is the third case? Because if we chant the Rama table, hasta, Rama, same thing. So Rama, Ramena, Ramabhyam, Ramaihi. So hastena, hastabhyam, hastaihi. Okay, so karabhyam, same thing. So and then what is guhati?
Hide.
Hide.
He hides.
Yeah. So hastabhyam, two hands, but only singular guhati. How? Is there a mistake?
Because one face.
Yeah, exactly, one face. Because the verb always, the verb agrees with the verb has to agree with that. What is it that is? So one face, not just one face, one child. Okay.
Want.
Yeah, the verb agrees with the subject.
Subject.
Yeah, the verb agrees. So one face, correct. You're right. But the hiding is two hands, one face, but
One boy.
child, one boy. Yeah, one boy is doing the hiding. So, supposing if we were to say two boys are hiding two faces with their hands, what would be? How would we say it?
बालौ मुखं हस्ताभ्यां गुहतः
Guhataha.
Balau. Yeah, very good. So first we just look at this balau, and the verb has to agree with that. So then guhati.
गुहतः
Guhataha.
Balau guhataha, and then hastabhyam. So each one to their own we can say, or we can and then how many faces are they hiding? Two faces.
Two boys.
Yeah. How would you say that?
Mukhabhyam.
Mukhabhyam.
Mukhabhyam?
Mukhe.
Mukhe.
Why mukhe?
Mukham, if it is a neuter word, then it's like palam.
Okay. Yeah.
Palam palai.
Yes. So is mukham neuter or is it masculine?
Neuter must be.
Yeah. So that would be the second thing. How do we know? You just go back to you scroll back to the last vocabulary and then look. This is how. This is I'm taking some time to do this because many times people are confused how to understand this. Whether it is neuter, etc. So here you see this usually they say, but if they don't say Rupaha, Gajaha, Chandraha, Prasadah, this is all masculine, and then this Kusumam, Jivanam, Dhanam, like this. So this is how to look. Just look in the vocabulary and then you can see what happens. Okay. So that is the second condition to indicate the instrument which is used to do this, to do the action, the instrument of action. Another example, chamasa yajami. Chamas means that the spoon. So a spoon with which the ghee is offered. Chamas. So chamasa, with the help of the chamas, I pray, I worship. Okay. So that is what, that is what it is. Then the next condition is to indicate the person or the thing accompanying the action. This all of you know very well because you have done that in the homework many times. Krishnena Ramaha Gacchati. What am I saying?
Rama goes with
Krishna.
the sage.
Yeah. And that with Krishna is the person accompanying the action. And what is the action here?
Going.
Go.
The action of going. Very good. The action of going is what is being talked about here. So the action of, so it's not somebody accompanying somebody, it's the action here. So the action of going, and that is basically what is talked about here. And can somebody read this example in Sanskrit?
Dasena gacchami.
Dasena gacchami. I go with the servant.
Yes, sir.
And then here, now we are being told we can make it a little more sophisticated so that we don't know. So like supposing, dasena gacchami, we don't know if it's the instrument of action or if it is the person accompanying the action. To make it clear, we can add one word, saha, along with. So it is a preposition saha. Okay, so the instrumental case is followed by the preposition saha. So dasena gacchami becomes dasena saha gacchami. Is that clear?
Yes, Swaminiji. Is it always before the verb?
Of course, yeah. Because if I were to say dasena gacchami saha, it won't make any sense. Yeah. So the instrument, that which is in the instrumental case is followed by this, the word saha. Sitaya saha, along with Sita. Ramena saha gacchati. So like this, you can say like that. So the sahak comes after the word that is followed, that is there in the Karana Karaka or the third case. Okay. So then the next condition is to indicate the cause. Cause, the cause of what kind of cause? The cause of the action, so to speak. And this is there in other cases also. So we can just sort of see how it expresses itself here. For example, because due to misery. Yeah, the best way to translate is due to. Due to misery, I leave the village. That's the example that is given here. Dukkhena gramam tyajami. So any other, so in English, can you make some other sentences and then we can try translating it?
On
Make it in
account,
English. Yeah, go ahead.
on account of happiness, I rejoice.
Yeah, so I rejoice. Madhyami, that you have studied, correct? Yeah. Sukhena madhyami. Or if you make it a little more, on account of, or due to, make it a little more, whatever, more than 2-word sentence. Make it in English and then we can do this translation.
Due to COVID, I did not go out.
Okay. Yes. So, na gacchami. I do not go. Okay. I do not go. And so due to COVID, we'll have to think about how to, how to make the COVID in third case. So this is that will be, so whatever that is there, whatever that is signified. So COVID is more like a mahamari. Okay, mahamarin. So so that is so that is how it would be. So mahamari is like this pandemic, that is the name of it. So because of this or due to this mahamari, I don't go, like that you can say. Very good. So this is, so you understand what this the cause or the reason, and the reason is usually expressed as due to. Okay, due to. And then on account of or due to. I would say stick with due to, because that on account of can get confused with the fifth case, because of, on account of. Okay, yeah. So then next one, to translate expressions such as by name, by nature, by birth, etc. Rama is a hero by nature is the example given. Swabhavena Ramaha Veeraha Bhavati. Okay. So we already have that. Ramaha Veeraha Bhavati. So Rama is a hero. We already have seen that sentence. To that we have appended this one more expression here, by nature. By nature, one is like that. Swabhavena, and that, or by name, by birth, by family, like that. Kulena. Kulena, you can say by birth. One is a whatever one can say. By birth, one is such and such, like that we can say. And then and then we have, just like for the second case, there were certain prepositions governing the second case. Do you remember what some of them are? The prepositions, the free floating prepositions that govern the karma karaka, which you have been using in the homework.
Paritaha,
Yeah, paritaha,
Avittaha.
abhitaha, ubhayataha, nikasha, samaya, even vina. Okay, that was also there in the second case. So those were all governing the second case, and the two that are governing the instrumental case, or this Karana Karaka, are saha, with, and vina, without. Easy enough. Okay, saha, with, and vina, without. All right. Yeah, so not many, we don't have any other, we don't have a huge list here, which is kind of nice. Only two things to remember: with and without. Yeah. Then with with indeclinables particles like alam or kritam, which means enough. Alam pralapena, enough of lamenting. And then, which is in the third case? Is the word is enough in the third case, or lamenting is in the third case?
Lamenting.
Lamenting.
Yes, very good. Why is not enough in the third case? Because there is no case for alam. It is a particle. Okay. Yeah. Which doesn't decline. So, kritam, enough, enough of sorrow. Alam dukkhena. Okay. So these are the conditions, and this is something nice to go over, and on your own, and then think about some more examples, and we can do that. Okay. Yeah. Then the sampradana karaka, the dative case is used, which is also called chaturthi vibhakti. So what is that used for? To indicate the indirect object of verbs, meaning to give, to send, to promise, to show. Specific verbs. Okay. So the dative case is used with certain specific verbs and not the direct object. So direct object means what? The preceptor gives the books, the teacher gives the books. And so the direct object is what here? Books, correct? The direct object of the sentence will be books. But here the books are being given to the shishyas. And so that means that's the indirect object of the sentence is shishya. The word shishya, students, the word students in the sentence, the teacher gives the books to the students, then the students will constitute what is called the indirect object. What is the direct object? Books. Teacher gives books. That itself is it's a complete sentence. Teacher gives the books. And then if you ask to whom the teacher gives the books, and to whom the teacher gives the books, that will be in the fourth case, or sampradana karaka dative case. Okay. So acharyah shishyebhyah pustakani yachati. Da yach, okay, to give, yeah, yachati. So the teacher shishyebhyah. So ramaya ramabhyam ramebhyah. Fourth case. So the acharya gives the books to the student. Okay, is that clear? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Swamiji.
Yeah.
Yes, clear.
Yeah, so then not only to give, to send, to send, the verb to send, which we haven't studied, I think, yet, to promise, to show. Another time we'll, look at the examples which cover these as well. We'll look at that. Okay. Yeah. But these specific verbs, the indirect object of these specific verbs take the fourth case. Then the second condition, after verbs meaning, to be angry with, to desire, or to want, to long for. So this is a very interesting sentence. Like the father is angry with the son. Janakaha putraya kupyati. That with will go in that son will go in the fourth case. That object, the one who is angry, not the one who is angry will go in the fourth case. The object of the anger will go in the fourth case. Kupyati. Okay. And so kupyati, to be angry. And then what else? The desire, verbs to desire. And like we haven't studied Atmanepada, but supposing ruch is one verb to like or something like that. We'll say mahyam, for me rochate, like that. So certain verbs take this to be, especially to be angry and to desire. These take the fourth case. And then this is a famous way to look at this. The purpose of action. This is the classic use of the fourth case. The purpose of action, to express the purpose of action. And this we already know. Rama goes to fight the war. Yuddhaya gacchati. Ramaha yuddhaya gacchati. So he goes to Lanka to fight the war. So for the purpose of action is expressed. So to express the purpose of action. So what is the purpose of action? That purpose is expressed in the fourth case. Okay. And then to indicate the person or thing for whom the action is done. The one who benefits from the action is put in the fourth case. Okay. So to indicate the person or the thing for which for whose advantage the action is done. So the father, Janakaha putraya kupam khanati. So this is a good sentence. So I didn't use the plural because I just wanted to keep it very simple. Putraya kupam khanati. So let's just take the simple sentence. Janakaha, father, khanati. The father digs. What does he dig? That is the direct object of the verb here. And what is the direct object? What does he dig? He digs a well. That is the object. That will be in the Dvitiya Vibhakti. Janakaha Kupam Khanati. And then for whose sake is he digging the well? For the sake, to make sure that the whole village has water? No. He is digging the well to make sure that his son has water, or he's digging the well so that his son can benefit. So putraya kupam khanati Janakaha. So Janakaha putraya kupam khanati. Or if I want to say, he's digging the well, he digs the well for the whole village. So gramaya kupam khanati. You see the difference? You see how it is? That which is the one who is benefiting from the action goes in the fourth case also. Okay. Then this fifth one is a very rare usage after verbs indicating movement, just like the accusative case also, like dasaha gramaya gacchati, rare usage. And then after the particles, indeclinable particles, namaha and swasti. So we don't say, and we all generally know this, we don't say Ramam Namaha. What do we say?
Ramaya Namaha.
Ramaya Namaha.
Yeah, we don't say Shivam Namaha. What do we say?
Shivaya
Shivaya
Namaha.
Namaha.
Or Namah Shivaya.
Namah
You know, so that is exactly this rule here. Namah Shivaya. So the indeclinable Namaha takes the fourth case, and Swasti, Nripaya Swasti. Swasti means, you know, long live or hail to the king. Okay. Any questions thus far?
I have a question to number 5.
Number 5, yeah.
No, to number 4 in this
Number 4, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so the well is this the object? He digs is so he's the subject.
Yeah, that's a very good question. Let us do this all over again. Janakaha khanati. What did I just say? The father digs. Okay. Or forget father. Ramaha khanati. Rama digs. Okay. Then if you were to ask me, what does Rama dig? Then I will say, let's just look at it in English. Rama digs a well. So now, is the well the subject or the object?
The object.
Exactly. So Ramaha Kupam Khanati. Nobody does something for, for just like that. Rama is not digging the well just because he felt like digging the well or he had a lot of time on his hands. He dug the well to benefit somebody, because the well means water, and the water benefits somebody, and he wanted to benefit the whole village. So Ramaha Gramaya, that who is being benefited, goes in the fourth case. Gramaya Kupam Khanati. Or for his own son, Putraya Kupam Khanati. For his sons, Putrebhyah Kupam Khanati. Okay? Yeah. Got it? Yes? Understood?
Yes, Swaminiji, thank you.
Any other questions?
So many can Namaha and Swasti come before the word also?
Namah Shivaya, Shivaya Namaha. It doesn't, I don't think it matters.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Any other question? Okay, so then let us go to the 6th conjugation. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, I have some good news for you, because the 6th conjugation is the beginning Sanskrit students' dream. It is so easy that tonight you will be rattling it in your sleep. It is not difficult at all.
I have a question, Swaminiji.
Yes, go ahead.
So we talked of first conjugation.
Yes.
We are now talking of, we talked of fourth conjugation.
Yes.
And now we're talking of sixth conjugation.
Right.
So what happened to second and third, and how many conjugations are there?
10. There are 10 conjugations. And we are studying the things that have a certain pattern. Like, you're adding a before the terminations. That is what brings these conjugations together, and that becomes a before certain terminations, beginning with ma, va, like that. So that is why they kind of go together. Yeah. Okay. Good question. Yeah, very good question. So let us see the 6th conjugation, and you will see why it is so thrilling and why I love it so much. Okay. So let us see here. Are you able to see this? Yeah.
Yes. Yes, Swami.
Yes, Swaminiji.
Yeah. Okay. So notes on the 6th conjugation. What happened here? So long as you're able to see it. I wanted to hide this sidebar, but it's not allowing me. I'll just put it this way and make this a little bigger. Forming the base. Okay. Good news number 1. What is that? Can somebody read the first condition?
It doesn't take guna or vritti.
What doesn't take guna or vritti?
The vowel.
The The vowels do not take guna or vriddhi. So you don't have to get gray hairs thinking whether it's a penultimate vowel or an ultimate vowel or the final vowel, medial vowel, this vowel, that vowel. So, let there be, wherever the vowel is, let there be as many vowels. They don't know the meaning of guna and they simply will not even look at vriddhi. Okay. Good news number 2, we already know this rule, the second rule. A is added before the terminations. Ti, taha, anti, etc. And then good news number 3, we know this rule as well. The a is dropped before the terminations beginning with a. Where does that happen in the present tense?
With auntie.
Auntie.
Yeah, what is the placement of that?
Third person plural.
Yeah, yeah. So, prathama purusha, bahuvachanam. Yes. So, the a is dropped and the a is elongated. The a becomes a before the terminations beginning with ma or va. Where does that take place?
Uttama Purusha.
Ekvachana only?
No, Dvivachana. Ami, Ava, Ahama. So, like
so all the vachanas, correct? Yeah. So now just let us, this is the, so since this gana, this conjugation is called tuda, etc. Tuda the gana. Tud to strike. So we take tud plus a plus ti. If only all the verbs could be like this, correct? Yeah. Tudati. And so therefore what do we have? Tudati, you can repeat after me. Tudati, tudataha, tudanti.
Tudati, tudataha, tudanti.
Dante.
Tudasi,
Tudasi,
tudathaha,
tudataha,
tudatha,
tudatha,
tudami,
tudami,
tudavaha,
tudavaha,
tudamaha.
tudamaha.
Yeah, very good. And so then let us look at all the conjugations at one glance. Let me do one thing here. Hold on, just give me 1 second. I want to open this and stop so that I could make it big. I want to stop that sidebar. I want to make that go away so that you can see it all and appreciate it fully. Now, I don't know where this is gone. Give me 1 more second. Let me find it. Sixth conjugation I found. It is here. No. Let's see. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I think that should accomplish it. Let us go here. And then I will do this again here. Yes. So let me share this again. Now it should be easier to see. Are you able to see?
Yes, Swami.
Yeah. So this is what I wanted you to see so that we can review all of them at one time. So conjugations that we have studied so far at a glance. So this is Kartari, active voice, Lat, present tense, which means when we translate, we don't say Ramaha gacchati, doesn't mean Rama is going or Rama went or Rama was going. It simply means Rama goes. Okay, so that is what Lat means. Lat means this is present tense. Parasmaipadi, this is the kind of verbs that whose endings we are studying, which where where the actions are being done for the sake of somebody else. At least earlier, this is an archaic distinction. Earlier, that is how it was. So active voice, present tense, parasmaipada, verbs, and then On the top, we have first conjugation, which we have studied, fourth conjugation, which we also studied, sixth conjugation, which we have done just now. So on the left hand, we have the conditions. So guna vriddhi rules. First conjugation, yes. And what is the condition? Short, penultimate, aka medial, aka radical, depending on the books you read. The medial vowel or the penultimate vowel takes guna. Okay. And then the final vowel, which can be short or long, regardless of whether it's short or long, takes guna. So what is an example here? Short vowel, short penultimate vowel takes guna. What is one example? First conjugation.
Bhu.
Rama.
Bhu is not an example of a short, penultimate vowel. Yeah, or medial vowel.
Bud.
Budh. Budh. Very good. So what happens to budh? It takes guna. So what takes guna? The u. And what is the guna for u? It becomes bodh. Okay. The final vowel, whether it's long or short, takes guna. That's why bhu, long, takes guna. Ji, short, takes guna. Okay. So therefore, these are the two guna vriddhi rules here. And then indicatory letter, is gana vikaranam. It is called a, and then a is added to the terminations. Yes. A is dropped before the terminations beginning with a. Yes. A becomes a before the terminations beginning with ma or va. Yes. Okay. Then we go to the fourth conjugation. No guna, no vriddhi. And that's why we have muh, to be deluded, muh, to faint. And it stays muh. It doesn't become mohati. It stays muh. And then the indicatory letter is called, is ya here. And then is added to the terminations. Yes. Is dropped before anti. Yes. Becomes a before the terminations beginning with ma or va. And in this active voice present tense, it would mean in uttama purusha. So yes. And then the sixth conjugation, no guna, no vriddhi. There is one indicatory letter, but it is elided, so that is not that counts as no indicatory letter here. And then directly you add a to the terminations, and that a is dropped before the terminations that begin with a, and a becomes a before the terminations beginning with ma or va. Yes. So is it helpful to look at these at a glance? Do you see the conditions?
And yes.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Any questions?
Will you be sharing this?
It's already there in your folder. And what is it called? Let me see. It's called first, fourth, and sixth conjugations.
Swamiji,
Yes.
could you give us an example of the indicatory letter in the fourth being ya?
Yeah, muh plus ya plus plus a we add before the terminations. Ti, muhyati. Yeah.
Thank you.
Muhyataha, muhyanti. So this is how we look. We see, when you look at it, this is the way to tell how, somebody was asking, how do you tell which conjugation they are? Like if you see a lot of, A and O, the, diphthongs, etc., then you know that, it is possible. This is not written in stone. But it is possible that, we are seeing the effects of guna and vriddhi, like bodhati, correct? Like that. So like this, then we can see it is the first conjugation, because the guna operation has occurred. We can see that. And then the fourth conjugation, there will be a ya sound. There will not be generally guna vriddhi. Like, for example, muhyati doesn't become mohyati. So therefore it is, and then there'll be a ya sound a lot. So like divyati, shramyati, like this, So the ya sound will be there. And the sixth conjugation, it is generally straightforward, So that is how you can tell. There are certain indications. The more we play with and the more we get familiar with the verbs, the easier it gets to tell how they are. So this should already be in your thing, in your box, in that what is that called, in that. And so let me give some homework, and this would be on page 27. Page 27. No. And then we can perhaps go over these even tomorrow. We'll see. We, no, I was talking of the vocabulary. First thing to do is to go over the vocabulary. The verbs are on the left hand side, and on the right hand side we have a small little thing of nouns here, and then the masculine ones are on top, and then the neuter ones are on the bottom, and then let us see. Let's do 10 sentences translating into English, Roman numeral 2, on page 21.
21.
Yeah. And then on page 22, Roman numeral 4, let us translate 10 sentences into Sanskrit. And I would suggest reading that whole lesson before attempting the homework, because it's all right there. Okay.
Swaminiji,
Yes.
is this on the Sanskrit manual
Yes.
book,
Yes.
page 21?
And 22.
Or
Roman numerals 2 and Roman numeral 4. 10 sentences each.
so is Swaminiji, is it also from this book, Antoine book that I have?
Yeah.
Antoine
Page
book.
20.
Same one. Yeah.
21 doesn't say that. That's what I'm looking at.
Maybe
No.
there is. How is
No,
that
21 says
Exercise 5.
Yeah.
Sukhamichami.
Yeah, that's the one.
Sukamicha.
That's
Yeah. Translate 10 sentences, and then on page 22, translate them into Sanskrit. First, you translate to English, and then you translate to Sanskrit. And what I suggested was that you read that whole lesson, read the vocabulary, and just sit and read it. Okay. Or listen to this talk. But it's better to read, because when we read it, it sits in a different way. It sits in a nice way. Any other questions of whatever we have studied so far?
Tomniji, when we say the is added in the second one, is added, and is that indicatory letter the same as the to be added? Indicatory letter is no?
I'm not understanding the question.
I think in fourth conjugation, in what you had shown, indicatory letter was no?
Yeah.
You had shown
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then in the earlier one,
First conjugation.
first conjugation,
Yeah.
was the indicatory letter.
Yeah.
And it said add a to the termination.
Yeah, but
Is it the same
the two are most of the time combined.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. We'll study it.
Any other questions? Okay. Tomorrow. We will see each other tomorrow, and may you have a wonderful rest of the day or night, wherever you are. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya
Purnamadaye Purnamevavashishyate.
Om Shanti Shanti
Shanti
Shanti.
Shanti
Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.
Namaha.
Harihi
Harihi
Om.
Om.
All the best. Om.
Om.